6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Hassan Gilani. First, the headlines. Azerbaijan's president arrived in Islamabad today to hold talks with Pakistani leadership to further expand bilateral cooperation in diverse fields. Prime Minister has directed to increase revenue collection by ensuring full enforcement of custom duties. Foreign Office spokesperson has ruled out any talks with the banned outfit Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, complete strike will be observed on Saturday to mark Kashmir Martyrs' Day. 50 Palestinians were martyred in unabated Israeli strikes on besieged Gaza during the last 24 hours. Pakistan champions will take on West Indies champions in first semi-final of World Championship of Legends at Northampton in England tomorrow. And now the news in detail. President of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev arrived in Islamabad today on a two-day official visit to Pakistan. Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif warmly received the President of Azerbaijan at Noor Khan Air Base. A 21-gun salute boomed in the background to herald the arrival of dignitary, and two children clad in traditional dresses presented bouquet to him. President Ilham Aliyev also visited Shakarpadiya in Islamabad and laid floral wreath at Monument of Pakistan. A smartly turned out contingent of Pakistan Army presented salute to the visiting dignitary. During the visit, President Aliyev will hold meetings with Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and President Asif Ali Zardari. The two sides will engage in wide-ranging discussions on areas of mutual interest to further strengthen bilateral cooperation. Several agreements and MOUs are expected to be signed during the visit. Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif has directed to remove all hurdles in customs operations by taking all-out measures to ensure full enforcement of custom duties. Presiding over a meeting to discuss the matters related to Federal Board of Revenue and Pakistan Customs in Islamabad today, he termed the customs a backbone of country's economy. He said the FBR reforms and complete digitization would guarantee economic security. The Prime Minister instructed the authorities concerned to ensure the third-party audit of reform initiatives in FBR and other departments and bring all such projects under one umbrella. He directed to increase revenue collection through better enforcement and establish a project management unit for reforms in the customs sector. He said all the issues related to the misinvoicing should be resolved and underinvoicing be eliminated to protect Pakistani's industries and products. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has announced to expand the Danish Schools network to Balochistan, Azad Jammu and Kashmir, Gilgit-Baltistan and Islamabad. He announced this at a meeting with Ayan Kashif, a student of Danish School Miawali in Islamabad today, who clinched the first position in the matriculation examination of PISC Lahore. The Prime Minister had invited the student to the Prime Minister's house to personally meet him and extend greetings on his achievement despite being an orphan with a humble financial background. Minister for Power Sardar Awais Ahmad Khan Laghari says the government is making concerted efforts to reduce price of electricity by increasing anti-theft campaigns and reducing the losses. He said this while briefing the National Assembly Standing Committee on Energy in Islamabad today. The minister further apprised the committee that a subsidy of 65 billion rupees has been granted to the erstwhile FATA in the current budget. Speaker National Assembly Sardar Ayaz Sadiq has emphasized strengthening Pakistan-Germany bilateral relations, particularly through expanding cooperation between parliamentary friendship groups. He made these remarks during a meeting with the parliamentary delegation from Germany who called on him in Islamabad today. Both sides reaffirmed their joint resolve to further expand and diversify mutually beneficial cooperation. The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees has welcomed Pakistan's decision to extend the proof of registration cards for 1 year till 30th June 2025. UNHCR's representative in Pakistan, Philippa Candler, in a statement said this announcement brings a relief for Afghan refugees and shows that Pakistan's proud tradition of hospitality continues. Candler acknowledged and commended the country for hosting Afghans for many decades amid their own challenges. He said the people of Pakistan have long shown solidarity and compassion towards those displaced and in need. This is Radio Pakistan. Pakistan says it has no design to enter into any talks with Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. At her weekly news briefing in Islamabad today, Foreign Office spokesperson Mumtaz Zahra Baloch said the terrorist entity is involved in the killing of Pakistani and foreign citizens inside Pakistan. The spokesperson said Pakistan respects Afghanistan's sovereignty and territorial integrity. She said, "We expect the Afghan authorities to uphold their sovereignty and take action against terrorist groups which have found sanctuaries inside Afghanistan and using their territory for terrorist attacks against Pakistan." She pointed out that the government has approved 1 year extension of the validity of proof of registration cards of the Afghan refugees. To a question, Mumtaz Zahra Baloch said Pakistan and the United States have multifaceted and a robust partnership. She said, "We believe that this relationship should move forward on the basis of mutual respect, sovereign equality, and non-interference in each other's internal affairs." In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, complete shutdown will be observed on Saturday to mark Kashmir Martyrs' Day. The call for the strike has been given by All Parties Hurriyat Conference in remembrance of the 1931 martyrs. A march towards the martyrs' graveyard at Naqshband Sahib in Srinagar will also be held, where the martyrs of 13th July were buried. In a joint statement issued from New Delhi's Tihar jail, the incarcerated APHC leaders have called upon imams and khatibs to remind the people of their duty to make all-out effort to protect their faith and identity from Hindutva onslaught. Meanwhile, Indian troops have arrested over 50 people in various parts of Kathuha district. Similar operations are underway in Udhampur, Doda, Rajouri, Poonch, Samba and Bhaderabad district. 50 Palestinians were murdered in unabated Israeli strikes on besieged Gaza during the last 24 hours. The martyrdom toll of Palestinians in the Israeli aggression on Gaza since October 7 last year has now risen to 38,345. On the other hand, several civilians in Gaza City say people were shot dead by Israeli snipers after the Israeli military issued a new evacuation order. The attacks reportedly took place as civilians evacuated a number of neighborhoods in Gaza City. Meanwhile, Israeli forces detained 15 more Palestinians in military raids across the occupied West Bank today. The Commission of Detainees Affairs and the Palestinian Prisoners Society said in a joint statement that a woman is among the detainees in the raids that targeted the cities of Kalkilia, Nablus, Tubas, Ramallah, Bethlehem, and Hebron. China has strongly opposed the Washington Summit declaration of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. According to a Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson, Lian Jian, the declaration's content related to China is filled with bias and provocation. He said China has lodged solemn representation with NATO in this regard. The semi-final lineup of World Championship of Legends 2024 has been finalized. In the first semi-final, Pakistan champions will play against West Indies champions at the Northampton in England tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. The second semi-final will be played between Australia champions and India champions at the same venue tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Finally, the weather. Rain, wind and thunder shower is expected in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Kashmir, Gilgit-Baltistan, Islamabad, Upper and Central Punjab, Northeast Balochistan and Southeast Sindh during the next 12 hours. Heavy fall is likely at isolated places during the period. Hot and humid weather is expected elsewhere in the country. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.